Today has learned that some home care providers are pulling out of offering services in rural areas because they can't recruit enough staff or afford the high mileage costs. All this week we've been assessing how rural services have been affected by the pandemic. Our reporter Carolyn Atkinson has been speaking to people left with no social care support at home, despite being told that they qualify for the service. Carolyn.
Well, I contacted domiciliary care companies via the UK Homecare Association, and I was inundated by despairing providers saying it's unsustainable to provide social care, so that's helping people with things like washing and dressing, at the rates that councils pay. The main reason is a shortage of care workers and the high mileage costs of driving between villages. Tony, who lives in a remote coastal village in Cornwall, knows all about that. He and his partner are looking after his mum 24/7 because the care package she was meant to receive isn't happening.
She has vascular dementia, she's diabetic, 3/4 blind, irregular heartbeat, and totally dependent on other people for her care. She came out of hospital in September. The only option for her to live safely was to move and live with me. The council were on the phone to me. We talked about her previous package that she had before. We thought that was a good start to put in place 3/4 an hour in the morning to get her dressed and washed and ready for the day, and half hour in the evening to help her get ready for bed. Here, 5 months later, still no care package at all. I've taken over the role of injecting insulin and blood tests. We have the equipment supplied, but the following phone call saying we were struggling to find any personnel or companies that can supply that care package. And you're on the list. We've sent emails out to all our firms that we use. Watch this space and wait for something to happen.
Tony says he's not cross, he's just disappointed and exhausted. Cornwall Council told us it places between 100 and 200 new home care packages every week. It pays the foundation living wage, covering travel times and training, and in some cases it asks family carers to put in place temporary arrangements. But the problem's happening across the UK, and domiciliary care companies are starting to turn down clients in rural areas. One provider whose council is cutting its rate next year told me, "I won't take on any client in a village under that new contract." Phil Hartley, who runs Hartley Home Care, recognises these pressures. His company cares for 160 people across a 2,000 square mile patch of Cornwall and parts of Devon.
Currently in Cornwall, we have over 100 people who are assessed as requiring care at home but can't actually access it. This is a mixture of people who are currently in hospital and may even be at home with unpaid, unofficial carers providing their care whilst they wait for a care package to be available through the county system. The problem is that the domiciliary care system is saturated, providing care for as many people as we possibly can, given the numbers of staff that we have and the terrain that we have to cover. Unfortunately, the only way of expanding our care provision capability is to recruit more staff. And although there are small numbers of staff all over the county coming into the sector, by no means is that enough for us to provide all the care in the unmet demand at the moment.
For example, a family of a disabled child in rural Sussex told me they get £9 per hour from the council to employ a support worker, but they top up to £15 an hour plus petrol in order to recruit. The local government association, which represents councils,